Hey, how you doing? My name is Shannon Wilkerson, and this is my New Vision Counseling Center Ethics Consultation Group proposal to my mentor, Dr. Christie, who is the director of New Vision Counseling Center. So, the following Ethics Consultation Group will consist of the therapists within the organization, our interns, and also office managers. Considering we have a consultation group on a monthly basis, I feel it's important for us to discuss ethics on a monthly basis to ensure quality assurance, and also for the therapist to kind of like problem solve potential ethical dilemmas that might arise within the company. One of my plans in order to create this ethical organization is to pick a construct from the ACA Code of Ethics, and each person will be assigned randomly a construct to kind of like come up with an ethical dilemma, or they can choose from something they have experienced in the past. I'm going to utilize the virtues from Johnson's, which consists of courage, temperance, wisdom, justice, optimism, integrity, humility, reverence, and compassion in order to maintain my own ethical standards. Consider I'm a leader, I should be modeling these things within myself. Also, on a monthly basis, I will seek individual supervision, and also I will conduct a self-assessment to ensure that I'm meeting these ethical standards. By chance, if I have any kind of ethical deficit, then I will create a corrective action plan and consult with my supervisor. In order to organize this ethical team, I'm going to use common stages of leadership, which are bartering, building, bonding, and binding. It's basically a behavior intervention plan to encourage people to kind of like self-regulate themselves instead of being told what to do. Also, in order to maintain the ethical climate, I'm going to utilize Robert Stringer's 6 dimensions of climate, which consists of structure, standards, responsibility, recognition, support, and commitment. Now, considering this is something new, and with anything new, you're going to receive some kind of resistance. So one thing I predict that might occur, some people might not want to participate, maybe out of shyness, or they might not want to start any kind of conflict, considering people feel strongly towards some of these ethical dilemmas. Also, considering it might be extra work for them to do. People might not want to kind of participate. So during the course of the first 3 months, in order to kind of like encourage people to participate, I will come up with 3 constructs for the first 3 months, and also I will encourage random people to kind of like participate in it. That way we can kind of like get the ball rolling.
Good.
If you have any questions, Tanisha or Dr. Christie?
Are you having folks, like, are we to use any specific ethical decision making model? Like, how are you going to help as people get their constructs, right? And they are to come and they have this ethical dilemma that they're needing to look at. Are they looking at any particular dilemma model? Are you providing that for
I can provide a template, but they can just choose whatever they feel comfortable. That way we can learn from each other instead of it just being something structured. Because everything don't work with everybody. And ethical dilemmas are kind of like random. So one thing is not going to fit in one box.
Right.
So it'd be good for people to kind of like pull from their different educational backgrounds in order to solve some of these ethical dilemmas.
Some folks may need a refresher on those ethical on ethical behavior.
I'm gonna seek consultation on a monthly basis, and also I have this ethical self-assessment which details what you're doing as far as the ethical leader, and also how are you treating people. Are you biased at the end of the day? If I don't meet the criteria which the self-assessment sets, then it prompts me to create a corrective action plan on how I will meet those standards. And during the course of my monthly supervision, I can consult with the supervisor on whether I'm meeting those standards.
Okay. So what happens? So how many months are you going to present ethical dilemmas?
I think this should be something we do moving forward.
Okay. So once you do that, and then what? Is it just more to kind of help folks get to thinking about ethics? Like you said, regulating themselves, building collaborative relationships and things like that? Or is it like, okay, this is what I found, this is where some changes need to be made, or kind of like all of the above?
I think it's just to help them kind of like maintain that ethical problem solving, kind of using their own internal GPS. And also, one of the things that I thought about in order to reduce groupthink is that we kind of like attend workshops in ethics and also consult with other private practices in the area. Maybe we can present at workshops or at the next ACA conference.
Yeah, you know, down for presenting. But I think it's good because, you know, we get into practice, and being that everybody, for the most part, is here is very seasoned. And even though we have the consultations, I think a lot of times it is that, oh, okay, I kind of know what I'm doing, or I'm a contractor, like I'm here, but I'm not here type thing. Like I kind of get to still do my own thing a little. And so I think this is great to make sure that we're having participation. Everybody is kind of bouncing those ideas off and not feeling like they're kind of at it all alone and not knowing what to do. So I'm excited about it. So you said how you'll ensure your ethical behavior. What are some things you're going to do towards work? Okay, how will you work towards ethical behavior of the leadership, speaking with me, and then also like other relevant team members?
I will allow everybody to kind of like during the course of the monthly meetings to kind of express how they feel about how the ethical organization is going, and maybe we can create some kind of assessment tool to kind of deal with any kind of deficits that's occurring.
Okay, good, exciting. You have any questions?
Let's see here. How will you work toward an ethical organization?
Well, that will consist of the Robert Stringer's 6 dimensions of a ethical climate, or a healthy ethical climate. So maintaining clarity and organization rules, we kind of have mission statements within New Vision Counseling. The standards, the feeling of pressure to improve performance, everybody should be striving to kind of be good as far as coming up with ethical issues or resolving ethical issues. Responsibility, everybody's responsible for maintaining their own ethics. That's the whole point of the self-regulation part. Also, recognition. People feeling appreciated. So by us kind of like collectively talking about this stuff, it's kind of encouraging us like, hey, we're in the right direction. Because sometimes people feel like, well, hey, am I doing the right thing? So you're not sure whether you're falling short or not. The last two is support. Of course, we're going to support each other. And commitment. Everybody should have some kind of commitment towards the clients and the populations in which we work with, and towards the profession.
So after the 3 months where you present the ethical dilemmas and you say, hey, randomly X, Y, and Z, how will you handle any resistance and pushback if nobody volunteers or wants to, or feels like this is mandatory, you know, type thing?
What I will do, I will allow somebody to volunteer for the next monthly consultation, and if nobody speaks up, then I will just throw a name in the hat and just randomly select somebody and say, hey, give us an ethical dilemma out of your construct.
Okay, love it. Okay, that works. Yeah, and I think, like you said, you modeling it for the first few months so folks can kind of get a feel will be good. I think you know, people will be receptive to it. Those are my questions.
All right. I guess that's it. That concludes my ethical consultation group. Thank you for your time.